over a few things. First, we have our chat. Make sure to drop where you're tuning in from and your LinkedIn. As you can see, our speakers have already dropped theirs, so make sure to connect. Next, we have the Q&A box. Make sure to ask any questions that you have for our speakers, and we'll be sure to get to them at the end. Now, I'm going to hand it on over to Kathy and Phil with Nexxt Intelligence.
Thank you so much, Bridget. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to talk about how you can empower quantitative research for deeper insight using our conversational AI survey platform, inca. I'm Kathy Chen. I started Nexxt Intelligence 7 years ago with the goal of bringing marketers and researchers the best of both worlds, qual and quant. Prior to that, I worked at Nielsen, Ipsos, and Embryonics in North America and Asia. I started my career as a qualie, and over the years, I felt strongly that there's a lot that quant survey could learn from qual to address some of its innate challenges and limitations. And that's what motivated us to build our platform, inca.
Hi, everyone. I'm Phil Sutcliffe. I'm Managing Partner at Nexxt Intelligence. I spent 27 years in senior research roles at Kantar before starting my own consultancy. And it was whilst doing that I came across inca and used it for a project with one of my clients. I was genuinely blown away. I truly believe inca is much better than other survey platforms I've used, and it's the future for online surveys. So I wanted to become part of the team, and I joined Nexxt Intelligence as managing partner early this year. Okay, so let's start by considering how online surveys could be more powerful. Surveys are good at telling us the what. That is, they tell us about people's behavior or attitudes at scale. However, most surveys, they're not very good at telling us why people have those behaviors or attitudes. And researchers often try and get to the why by asking open-ended questions in surveys. However, if you've ever tried analysing open-ended questions from most surveys, I bet you've often been disappointed. Participants will often give the shortest answer possible, or even gibberish, just to get through them as quickly as possible. And the result in these cases certainly isn't insightful. So surveys could be more powerful if we could somehow get better, more insightful answers to open-ended questions. And secondly, let's face it, many surveys are boring. They look dull, they ask repetitive sets of scale questions and big grids of attributes. And unfortunately, the consequence of this poor quality experience is low participant engagement. And that results in poor quality data because people don't think about their answers and they speed through the survey as quickly as possible. So it's hardly surprising that in that context, they don't give insightful responses to open-ended questions. So surveys could also be more powerful if they had a more engaging and delightful participant experience. So when we built inca, we wanted to empower surveys for deeper insight. We'd spent years conducting both qual and quant research, and the contrast was stark. Whilst the quantitative participant experience was often poor, qualitative research necessitates that the researcher builds rapport and engages participants. Good qualitative research probes participants to gain deeper insight, and qual uses projective techniques to elicit deeper feelings and emotions. So this contrast was the spark that led to the creation of inca. We wanted to apply these qualitative principles of participant engagement, probing, and projection at quantitative scale. And to enable this, we used technology to reimagine the quantitative research experience as a conversation between the chatbot and participants. With the aid of AI to probe participants' open-ended responses, inca Conversational AI was born. Consequently, inca provides much more insight from open-ended questions and better quality quantitative data from a better participant experience. inca puts the human at the center. And for the market research industry, it means valuing our most precious resource of survey participants as people with opinions we want to listen to. Only when we create intuitive, meaningful, and delightful experiences for our participants do they become collaborators and co-creators. So inca is a very different type of quantitative survey. It's conversational. And if you think about it, conversations are everything that most surveys aren't. They're two-way. Conversations involve listening as much as asking. conversations can be emotional, surprising, they're often fun, and dare I say it, conversations are insightful. So the benefits of inca Conversational surveys are clear. Deeper insight, a better participant experience, and better quality data. inca is an end-to-end conversational AI survey platform, which works across all 3 stages of the research process. And today we'll demo each stage to you. The first stage is our question builder, where users can easily and intuitively build their conversational survey, or just use one of our survey templates for approaches like idea screening or copy tests. The second step is an engaging conversational participant experience. It's very visual and feels more like a WhatsApp conversation in the research survey. The third step is the live dashboard, where all the research data, including the open-ended answers, are visualized and can be analyzed by any sample subgroup. The user can also download an editable PowerPoint with charts for all the questions from the survey. So inca empowers surveys. inca's open-ended questions with AI probing and qualitative projective techniques lead to deeper understanding at scale. And inca's highly engaging participant experience leads to better quality quantitative data. So we're now going to play a video where our colleague Eddie shows you a demo of the participant experience.
Let us show you how AI probing works through this demo. This is an internal study that we are conducting to better understand consumer sentiments around the coming holiday season. As you can see here, the interface is just like a messenger app such as WhatsApp. inca greets the participant and starts with the question, "Are you looking forward to Christmas/the holiday season this year?" The participant selects very much from the scale, and then inca asks, "What makes you say very much?" This is a pre-programmed question referencing the participant's previous selection. The participant types in, "Holidays, finally." Now inca probes by saying, "Yes, holidays can be a great time to relax. What are your plans?" This is not pre-programmed. This is AI probing inviting participants to add more details. The participants say, "I'll want to unwind, put my laptop away, and finish a book that I started a year ago." Then inca moves on to the next pre-programmed question. Compared to the previous years, do you think you'll spend more or less or about the same this year? This could include gifts, food, entertainment, etc. And less is selected. inca then asks, "Why less?" Again, another pre-programmed question. "I just don't see much need to spend, plus everyone seems to be talking about another recession," the participant says. Then inca gives another AI probing question. "I see, so you're trying to be more mindful about your spending in general?" Before moving on to the next pre-programmed question, "What specifically do you think you'll spend less on this year?" "Gifts," says the participants. Then AI probing, "What do you think you'll spend less on gifts this year?" "We all have too much already. Honestly, I feel guilty when gift shopping," says the participant. As you will see, AI probing flows naturally as part of the conversation. It makes people feel like they are being listened to and ask follow-up questions to learn more. This drives engagement, but also more importantly, more clarity, more considered responses, and deeper insights for the research. For this final question, maybe I'll try to play a bad respondent, typing gibberish. AI probing won't let people get away with it. As you can see, AI probing tries to nudge the participant to give a better answer. With inca, we've gone one step further than just asking open-ended questions of probing. We've integrated qualitative projective techniques into the platform to allow us to get even deeper insights at scale. We'll show you in this demo. inca starts with a question asking participants their outlook of 2023. Instead of asking directly as an open-ended question, inca uses treatment, a projective that's commonly used in qual research, to first ask the participant to select a character that best illustrates how they feel. And then asks, "Why did you select this character? What does it say about how you feel about 2023? Participants say, "I don't want to think about it, and I don't want to hear about it either. Gas prices, housing prices, crime rates, jobs, like what else do we hear from the news?" Now let's show you another projective technique. It gamifies the experience. It's called guided fantasy, again commonly used in qual research. Here, inca says, "You're on an imaginary journey into space, and you're going to visit planet Apple. Please think deeply about the experiences, thoughts, and emotions throughout your journey." As the user hits the "Let's Do It" button, the screen changes into a dark sky with blinking stars to mimic space. The participant is in their space capsule on their way to Planet Apple. And Inca asks, what kinds of thoughts go through your mind? How do you feel? What makes you feel that way? The participant types in, I'm really excited. I think I'm going to love it there. It's probably all white and neat. My only worry is everything's going to be really expensive. Then the scene changes as Inca says, now you've arrived at Planet Apple. What does it look like? How would you describe the planet to your friends? Please tell me all about your experiences and emotions on this visit. The participant says, it's really modern. People there look fit and well dressed. I mean, not formal, but stylish. There are lots of street musicians and dogs too. I think I'm getting a little carried away. Then the scene changes again. Now you're done with the visit, back in your space capsule, and returning to Earth. Would you like to visit Planet Apple again? Why or why not? What would you like to see/do on your next visit? The participant says, I'd love to. There's so much more I'd like to see and explore. Maybe I'd want to visit the Apple Studios. Whereas in the traditional quant survey setting, people are unable to articulate feelings and emotions, the use of projectives is a great enabler to give deeper insight at scale. We've shown you the conversational aspect of the participant experience. We should also show you how Inca handles typical quantitative questions. After all, Inca is a full quant survey platform empowered by conversational AI. The inca quant questions are designed to be visually appealing and intuitive. We'll show you a few examples in this demo. This is another internal study that we do to stay on top of consumer trends. Inca starts with the question, imagine your favorite fashion brand launched a resale platform that sells pre-owned men's and women's fashion, including clothing, footwear, and accessories. How would you feel about it? A multiple choice question with Inca, you can use images, text, or both, such as in this case. Participants select surprised, but also impressed. We often then follow up with the whys, but we are going to skip the open ends for this demo. Next is a scale question. Would that change how you feel about the brand? Would you say you'd feel more positive if this participant selects? Then another scale question. How likely would you be to use this service from your favorite fashion brand? If 1 means highly unlikely and 5 means highly likely, which number would you select? As you see here, you can customize your scale however you want using different icons to make the experience more engaging. And the next question, how interested would you be to buy re-commerce/pre-owned products in the following categories? This is how Inca handles grids. As you can see, Inca features what the participants should focus their attention on and have the scale on the bottom. The cards can be image-based or text. This is the case for the scale question too.
The result of the inca conversational survey experience is happier participants. Inca participants find Inca conversational surveys much better than more traditional online surveys. Here, you can see that across 5 countries and cultures, the vast majority of participants say that the Inca experience is better than other surveys they have done, and more than half say it is a lot better. And the reason why is clear when we read participants' feedback about the Inca surveys. For example, I feel like I'm talking to a real person to express my thoughts and I'm being heard. This new format is fun and makes you feel like your opinions matter. This was like having a conversation. It's unique, fun, and engaging. It sure beats checking off little boxes. And when surveys are more engaging, they delight participants, and the result of this is better quality data. This example is from a comparative study in the US where we took the same survey content, and for one cell of people, we programmed a regular online survey, and for the other cell of people, we programmed an Inca conversational survey. One of the first questions asked was which cell phone brand they own. There were then a bunch of other questions before participants were shown a list of 6 cell phone brands and asked to rank their top 3 in order of preference. Our expectation was that for Apple iPhone, given it's such a high equity, high loyalty brand, that the large majority of people who said they owned an iPhone would rank it first. With the Inca survey, this is what we see, 92%. However, for the traditional online survey, it was only 58%. This leads us to think that in the regular survey, there was a fairly large proportion of people not paying attention and just mindlessly clicking through to go through the survey. So inca brings real benefits for the user of the data as well as the creators of the data, the participants. It's a win-win. A better experience for participants who respond by giving better quality data for the users of the research. Let's now join Eddie again to take a look at a couple of demos of the user experience. We're going to show you two demos. First, the inca dashboard, or what users will receive as deliverables. Second, how easy it is to use inca to create their own studies. So here's the first one, the dashboard.
Once you've launched a project, you'll be able to access the live dashboard immediately. The first page you'll see is the management stats page, where you can track the progress of your study and monitor quotas. If you go to the report page, you will see the live results. As you will see, it looks like a typical quant platform dashboard with all the bells and whistles you'll need, including the ability to add filters, download charts to fully editable PowerPoint slides, and you can also easily update how the data is sorted, the chart type, or even move the cards around to help you tell your data story better. There are two unique features of Inca's dashboards. First, how Inca codes the open-ended responses automatically. As in this example, we want to capture the people's spontaneous associations with the brand Apple. With Inca, we can make the use of unsupervised clustering techniques, fine-tuned on troves of open-ended market research data, which looks for semantic relationships between all the verbatims within a survey and groups them accordingly into themes. From there, a representative sentence or phrase is chosen from each theme, which describes that theme in the participant's own words. That's the labels you see for the bars. If you click on each of the bars, you'll see the verbatims coded into these clusters. If you want to change the labels, merge clusters, reassign verbatims, etc., you can click on Open in QuickTag and you'll be directed to a separate interface where you can manage Inca coding to best suit your research objectives. On the left side, you'll see the auto-coding results, and on the right side, you'll see the verbatims. For example, quickly glancing through the themes, you might want to combine expensive and overpriced. You will just need to select both, then click on Merge, and maybe you want to call this combined theme expensive/overpriced. Then, if you click on Export to Dashboard, the bar chart will be updated. You will then be able to use the open-ended question results just like any other closed-ended questions. Another way of verbatim coding is keywords. For questions such as spontaneous free associations, keywords can be very effective to get a quick idea of key themes, and compared to different brands, such as in this case, it's quick to see different associations between brands. This is the spontaneous free association word cloud for Motorola. What's unique about Inca's word cloud is that it captures phrases, instead of just single words. For example, here you can see old school, Hello Moto, which was a popular slogan in their ads, first cell phone, walkie-talkie, etc. As you can imagine, if only single words can be captured, a lot of these important information would be lost. Another unique dashboard feature is how Inca visualizes specialty questions, including qualitative projective techniques. Treeman, for example, if you click on any of the characters, you'll see the verbatims associated with it. With Inca, you can also easily do crosstab. You can select the questions you like to analyze, then the banner points, and turn on sync differences. Once turned on, you'll see significant differences are highlighted for you, as here the younger groups are more likely to use iPhones highlighted in green. And finally, data exports. You could download as a CSV file or an SPSS with the settings you need.
Next, we're going to show you how to build surveys on Inca. Inca is adapted for different types of users. Firstly, the marketer or CX professional who wants quality, insightful data, but a simple, quick process with templated analysis. Secondly, the researcher who wants the same, but flexibility to design their own surveys and do their own analysis. So now let's take a look at the Inca Question Builder, where any user can very easily create and launch their Inca survey.
In this video, we're going to cover a quick guide on how to use the Inca portal and question builder so you can quickly and easily build your first study. After signing up or logging in, you will first encounter your project directory where all your projects will be listed. To start off, we will create a new project and be directed to the project selection page, where you will have the option to build a project from scratch or use one of our many templated projects that have a collection of questions pre-built for your different research needs. These templates are ideal for the non-researcher, someone who wants to easily and quickly have access to quality insights. If you build a study that you would like to repeat often, contact us and we can make your project into a template available for your account as well. After making a selection, you will then see your overview page. This page holds all the general information of your project. You can set the project name, the URL of the chat link, and various settings to customize the chat experience, such as the supported devices, languages, and more. Our platform has launched studies in over 14 different languages and support many of the common languages such as English, French, Chinese, and Spanish, and we're constantly adding more languages over time. Next, on the audience page, you can select your panel, sample size, incidence rate, as well as add in built-in targeting options with our built-in panel to get the right participants coming to your study. Or you can set up custom screeners based on the questions in your study. This is also the page where you can set quotas on your different target segments. Now onto the question builder. This is the bread and butter of the portal where you can add questions, set up logic, and routing. We have many questions to choose from, ranging from our standard question types such as the single and multiple choice, rating, scale, pop-up, which we use as a much more engaging alternative to the grid questions, and our map question. We also have specialty questions such as text highlighter, video annotation, and hotspot to test out text, video, and image stimuli, as well as our newest question, the rapid choice, to utilize System 1 methodologies. You can also screen ideas, names, claims, etc. with the IDM screener. The added advantage of inca is that for each of these specialty questions, you find out not just what is motivating for people, also why. To keep things simple, we will add in a standard choice question and first add in the text to be shown to the participants in this section here, adding in new message bubbles as so. Next, we can set the options, choosing whether it's just text, image, or both, whether it's a single choice or if they can select multiple. We can add in a not applicable or other option with the ability to allow participants to specify on other selection, and finally be able to edit the design, customizing the number of options per row, border shape, and option size. To make adding options even easier, you're also able to batch add options quickly through text or by dragging and dropping a group of images like so. You can also use our library of predefined options. You can also save your options to the option library to be reused for other questions in the future. Once you've set up a few questions, you're able to add in logic, setting preconditions to determine whether to show the question, or postconditions to redirect participants to a different question. Using these two, you can set up simple as well as complex routing logic. For even more advanced coding and routing capabilities, we also have the virtual question to really fine-tune the experience of your study. Finally, once you're happy with your project, you can go to the preview page to update your chat settings such as the speed, title, avatar, and preview from start to finish. Using the link you can find in the top left corner, you can share this preview with colleagues and clients before launching to participants. Once everyone's happy with the chat, you can check out and you're done. Quick, simple, and easy. That's all for this quick demo of our platform. If you'd like more information or to set up an advanced demo tutorial, please reach out anytime.
So Eddie's demonstrated for you there the three elements of the inca platform, the question builder, the participant survey experience, and the dashboarding where you get all your results. And you can see how inca provides the better participant experience and the better user experience. And the impact of that is better insights for decision makers. So if you're interested in using inca, there are three options for using the platform. Firstly, you can pay as you go just to buy a single project. You can buy a subscription where you get discounted pricing for multiple projects, or you can get an enterprise license, which allows you to add additional features of your own or use your own branding, for example. And we're going to end by letting you know about our next development. So we believe that the end-to-end inca platform is the best in the industry. It offers the best possible experience for participants, for users, and for decision makers. However, we understand there are times when it's not practical for businesses to adopt a whole new platform. For example, we've met with prospective clients who've told us that they love inca, but they're running a tracking survey where there's too much risk for comparability of data if they switch survey platform. And a couple of people have told us that they'd like to use inca, but at the moment it would just be too complex operationally to introduce another platform into the business. But in each of these cases, they've told us they'd love to be able to integrate the open-ended probing capabilities of inca Conversational AI into their existing survey platform. Well, coming soon, they'll be able to. Next month, we're going to have an inca Conversational API which will be a plugin which will allow Inca's conversational AI probing to be added to any survey. So whilst we'd always advocate the end-to-end Inca platform as a gold standard for engaging surveys, the API will offer an expedient alternative when it's not possible to adopt the full Inca platform. So that's the end of our presentation, and we've got a few minutes for any questions.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing all of that great information. We do have time for questions, so let's just go ahead and get started. Are respondent inputs strictly text-based, or do you have audio capability or audio input capabilities as well? And if respondents can upload audio, does your AI include any sentiment analysis?
I'll take that. So the AI does include sentiment analysis on the dashboard. People can upload audio, but actually we don't encourage it, because the problem with audio is we can't probe. With text we can probe, and that's where we get a lot of the additional insight and depth of insight is from probing to get further answers and more insight from people.
Awesome. Thanks, Phil. Can you rotate the order of stimuli? For example, half C concept A first and the other half C concept B first?
Yeah, yes, we can. We have a group question as a question type, so that we can have a series of questions in one group, so that we can rotate the groups.
Awesome. How much longer does programming take on Inca, and is the researcher tasked with coming up with lists of follow-up questions?
So it's designed to be really intuitive, so you don't need a scripting team to do this. Anyone can program the survey, and it's really as simple as typing a survey would be in Word or PowerPoint. It's very easy, so it doesn't take long at all. Yes, the researcher enters their own questions, but with the exception of the open-ended questions, the researcher would ask the first question, and then after the participant response, that's when the AI kicks in, and it's the AI that comes up with the appropriate probe, depending on what the participant has said.
Awesome. And then are there particular use cases or methodologies that you think Inca is particularly well suited for?
It can be used for almost any quantitative survey application, but with those added benefits of greater depth of insight and better quality data. But probably we do relatively more work in areas where it's really necessary to know the why as well as the what. So, for example, in more developmental work, testing early stage concepts, ideas, creative, where we can understand how good the concept or the idea or the ad is, or which one's best out of alternatives, but also why, and importantly, how to improve it. So we do a lot of that type of work, and also a lot of sort of brand positioning, brand development, UNA, segmentation type work, where again, it's important to kind of go into more depth and understand the why, but still have that kind of quantitative robustness.
Awesome. Thank you. It looks like that is all the time we have for questions. But if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to Nexxt Intelligence. And thank you so much, Kathy and Phil, for being here with us today, and to our audience for tuning in. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Bridget.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.